I did a video a few weeks ago about cleaning old Vitamix, and I found another one at a secondhand store for one of my daughters today for about $35, and this one is even an older model. This is like pre-beginning. It actually says patent pending on this, so this is an early model. Very similar to cleaning. There's just a couple of differences. So you can buy these new seals, gasket seals. This one's actually still in pretty good condition. Just use a knife kind of to pry it out, but be careful because a lot of times they're stuck in there. So I usually spray it first with some kind of cleaner. I really like the Totally Awesome brand cleaners from the dollar stores. They're cheap and they work well. And then once it's soaked for a little while upside down like this after you've sprayed it, then I use a knife tip to pry it out. Be careful. The other one I have actually is broken, but so you can purchase these on eBay. You can probably get them at anybody that sells Vitamix probably sells these parts. They also will sell gaskets for this part on the old school one. Right there you can see there's a rubber gasket. If the one you have when you're cleaning it is old, then you can get any one of those. So this actually sits on there. I've got the rubber thing off, so alright, so to clean these, this goes on there, and I already unscrewed this because I'm just doing this with one hand. So basically what you do is let's get it more in the light for you. Okay, on the other video I show on the inside there is a nut. If you can see that, there's a nut, and this one is metal and it's really thin, and so it's really hard to get out. You need the exact size of wrench. An adjustable wrench is too big to fit in there, but the thing about this one is that you can just clean it by taking this off and then spraying these parts and then putting them back together again, and then just running water. You could spray in there, there's a hole obviously, but so you could spray in there and then just let it sit, and then it will come out. Now on the bottom you can see there's some gunky stuff. Now I sprayed the awesome cleaner in there and I left it for a minute, and then I took a knife. This is the old school model, so there are seams. So the gunk gets down in the seams. So I just took the knife, and you can see I'm actually scraping gunk off because I still have it soaking a little bit. So I took the knife and did that. Also, there's seams around this. This, like I said, this is one of the very first models. It's like old school. So just use the tip of the knife. It's not gonna ruin anything just by doing that to clean it out. Then I would rinse it out, and I would do it again with a paper towel over the edge of it. So like this. Once you've rinsed it out, then I would run it with a paper towel over the tip of it like this to get anything else that's in there out. So when you pull it up, you can see it's got gunk on it. That's how I would get the inside of that clean. Then I would spray this and soak this. You can see there's like dirty gunk on there. So just spray and soak that with whatever cleaner you like. And I would actually pull this out, this rubber piece out, and soak that as well. It's kind of hard with one hand, but you can get that off. It does come off. If you watch my other video on the newer ones, it does come off. There's a spring inside. Make sure you get the spring in the right direction when you're putting it back on. So pay attention when you pull it off. Okay, for the base, you spray around there. I sprayed the top of the rubber and let it sit, and I used my finger just to get it everywhere to make sure that it's actually in contact. You can wear rubber gloves when you're doing this if you don't want to touch contact with the cleaner. Then you actually can pull that off. You could spray it in the sink too. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be on there. Once that's off, then there's a little bit of gunk down in there. So you can either use a damp paper towel and go in like that, or you can just spray it, let it sit, and then just wipe it out after. Then clean all of that, and then I use the tip of the knife with a paper towel to get in between in the areas that I can't get with my finger. You can see it goes inside there. So I use the tip of the paper towel to get in there and shine it up And you can see that's quite clean there now on that side. And then you just polish up the rest of it with clean paper towels. And it polishes up very well. I love their stainless steel designs. And then if you want, you can use a knife. There's gunk inside of there, and if you just gently, you don't push because you don't want to scrape it, but you can see it's cleaning, getting the gunk out of there in those different little slots. And then it's cleaner. And if there's a spot that you see that needs it still, then you can do that. And then you can see I didn't do the side, and it's dirty, so I would just probably spray it, let it sit for a minute, and then use the knife in those slots just to get it in there and clean it out. And then also I use the knife also on the sides. There's gunk that gets down in between there, and so I just use the paper towel once again, and so I don't scrape the stainless steel, and I do that with the knife on the sides as well. That's basically it. So spray the seal before you take it out. If you are going to take that washer out, or that nut out, and that washer, I would take that washer down, see if you can get one similar at like a Ace Hardware or a Home Depot, and then put it back. And I'm going to spray, I haven't sprayed this yet, but I'm going to spray it and let that soak inside there and see if I can get it down, dripping into there, and clean it off right around there. The other thing you can do is this comes off and you can clean underneath there and then just slide it back on. But there's not a lot of dirt underneath there, so I'm not going to even bother pulling it off. But then you can polish this up and wash it, let it dry, and you're good to go. But like I said, make sure that you pay attention when you take this off, though, that the spring is put back on in the right direction. And then this just screws on, and will stop the flow of liquid coming out of it. So there you go. You can, it's all on there now, and then that pops up to let the liquid out of these older models. They don't have that on the newer models. I have a newer model myself, but these old ones are just great for newlyweds or college students. Anyway, hope that was